Mediocre Rumble Brothers. 3, 2, 1.
New update for Fortnite just came out, so that's been really cool too. It's got the Greek gods in there, checking out those new weapons as well as those Icarus wings, going around there flying around feeling like you're a god. It's pretty cool. So I mean, I've been digging it. How about you, Udon? How about you?
I don't know. I'm having this weird feeling like I've heard all this before. It's really strange. I can't place my finger on it. It's maybe something due to a technical problem. I don't know. It's really weird. It's almost like we fucking recorded an hour and then it all went down. It's okay.
I just have a gun in my mouth.
That's what I thought you were going to do. Like, I'll be right back. Boom.
Just a better plan.
Back to you.
Total transparency. We recorded an hour of this and then realized that it wasn't recording anything. So that's just great.
I'm fucking sorry, okay?
All right. Mulligan.
It's okay. I'll just reference this every time we're doing this in the future. It's all right.
It's like Resident Evil is like no longer considered as much of a horror game as it used to be because
not after 6.
Or like definitely. Well, I saw gameplay of it, and it's just like this is the most horror game I've ever seen. It's
I think it kind of went down the same path as Dead Space, right? As they went into sequels, it became less about the horror and more about action combat,
shooting zombies.
I think they kind of fixed that with not Village, but the one that came before it when they had a shift into first person.
Oh, 7.
7, yeah. I felt like that game was really creepy. I don't really care for Village. I think that one was a bit of a downgrade compared to the previous one.
Not necessarily Lady Dimitrescu. That's the upgrade.
Okay, here's the funny story about that, right? So I have a friend. He loves Resident Evil. I've personally never touched a Resident Evil game in my life. And yeah, wow. It's over. Listen. I have Resident Evil 4 over there somewhere in a PS2 case. I'll get around to it eventually. And
not even the original Resident Evil 2.
I haven't reached over yet, but I'll get over there when I get to it.
I don't know. How many times
we're not going to talk about how I have Game Pass and I have like 4 Resident Evils I can play at literally any point I want to. But so he loves Resident Evil, and the Resident Evil Village was coming out, and I knew about Lady Dimitrescu, or however you want to pronounce it. I was basically like, hey. I'll buy. It's like, hey, I'll make you a deal. I'm like, I'll buy you the game. Come over here and let me watch you play that section with her in it. And then as soon as you're good with that, you can leave.
So the first part of the game.
So I bought him the game. He plays through the whole vampire section, and then it was. And at first, I was like, "What? That was it? Oh, okay. Well, get out of my house. I'm done."
We're done here.
Yeah,
I heard a bit of fapping sound and like near the middle part of it. What were you doing?
Yeah, I was right next to him. I have witnesses.
You can see me.
No shame. No shame at all.
And then,
or what's another? I was just thinking. I think it was a Metal Gear game where one of the bosses like read memory off of your memory cards and
Psycho Mantis.
Yeah, so that again, not necessarily horror, but then you're fighting this boss and he's just like, so you really like Jak and Daxter, don't you? And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like, how do you know that?
You're like,
it's
like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like, I see you've been playing a lot of Akiba Strip. Hey, don't tell anybody that.
Keep the shit to yourself.
Sengun, what is it? The
Senran Kagura, one of my favorite series.
You're like, hey, okay, man, just whatever.
Dead or Alive Extreme, 1,000 hours?
Yeah,
he just starts like, dude, it's like, what are you doing?
His health starts going down because he's like, oh my god.
He's still feeling depressed. He's like, dude, you gotta get alive. Well, come on.
Yeah, it's like,
you really need to see the rest of this game.
I can help you. I know someone. I'm going to send you his phone number. We're going to get you through this, okay?
He just auto calls him up.
Hotline. I know a guy. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Well, now we've got on to the second question here. The video game Silent Hill is based off a real location in what state of the United States? Is it A, Washington, B, Tennessee, C, Vermont, or D, Pennsylvania?
D.
Vermont. C.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I think it's from, again, feel like I've heard this before and I forgot, but I think it's Vermont.
The answer is D, Pennsylvania, Centralia, Pennsylvania, which had a devastating history of a coal mine fire that continues to burn to this day.
That's what. Now you say it. That's when
Put
I remember.
It out.
Why is it still burning?
Harness that
Best
hate
marshmallows.
energy. Do
Endless s'mores. Endless s'mores.
That one guy who lit that fire so long ago is like, oh my god, I'm fucking sorry.
We have an energy crisis. When did we discover infinite fire?
Yeah. What the hell is down there besides the gates to hell if all the fun?
Throw a thermal generator in there.
Yeah. This is kind of why I like Final Fantasy X's like combat system, because it tells you the order in which you go, which is also what I really love about the combat system in Grandia, is it tells you when enemies are going to go, and you can cancel that. You can, in Final Fantasy X does it too, where you can knock enemies down a peg, so it's like, well, if I hit him with this move, then he'll go after the next guy, and so it's like almost like a chess match. But sometimes like you don't know what the boss is going to do. Mm-hmm. And like if it's not one of those reactionary boss fights, and it's just like they're just going to pick a move, and it's happened on older ones where he'll be like, I'm going to do an entire team wipe move where everybody's health and magic goes down to 1. But it doesn't kill you, so you have a chance to heal. You're like, okay, fine. I'm going to use my stupid item that I've been saving this whole time to max heal all my people. And he's like, and then I do it again. He's like, and he's like, oh, and I get to go twice this turn, so now your healer's dead. It's like, why did you go twice this time? It's like, I don't know.
I wanted to. Yeah, it's
my agility stat, I guess, is high. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciated Persona's boss fights for that, because it's like they'll have a wind-up turn basically before they're going to do their big fuck you attack, and it's just like, you better block this turn or else your shit's going to get pushed in. It's like, you better do it. If you get hurt, that's your fucking fault, dumbass. And then later on with like the harder bosses, they do kind of do away with that, but it's like it turns into more of like the pattern thing where he's like, all right, he just used this move into this move, so now he's going to do the big fuck you move next turn, so now I have to prepare or something like that. So.
That's such a cool moment in like in boss battles, is when you're fighting him and you're trading blows or whatever, and then it's his turn and it just says charging for next attack, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's cool the first time, but after like the first 30 times, then you kind of get sick of it. You're like, all right, that's enough. Knock the shit off. And he's like, no, I'm going to go again. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like I didn't really have as much trouble with that meme of like Donald not healing you in Kingdom Hearts 1. But a long time ago in the original copy of Kingdom Hearts, I did have the weirdest moment when I played Kingdom Hearts where it's like, it was like that one moment Donald was not healing me, and I think I was playing on a really hard difficulty. And then I went to the death screen, and then in the darkness, I just heard Goofy yell out my name, and then just revive me from the death screen. And it's just like, and he revived me with a potion. I was like, you're not supposed to do that. Are you Jesus? Is Goofy? It just revived me from the game over screen. I was like,
he's like, well,
weird shit.
Like, well, Gorsh, Donald ain't doing his fucking job, Sora, so I have to do everything around here.
Let me into your life, Sora.
Pick it up, baby.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea if that was a glitch or anything. I've never heard anyone say that happened to them either. But then there's like a bunch of other worlds that you can just do so much stuff in and explore and get all the chests. And obviously make the ultimate blade.
I wonder if they made the fucking Winnie the Pooh world just like all mini games, because like we can't have Pooh fighting people. Come on, he's not gonna want to do that.
He's like, square up.
Look, it's like a 180, right? It's like some Heartless show up, and then Pooh just turns like feral bear, and he's just fucking mauls one to death.
Well, the Pooh Bear.
Nice. So in question 3, in Xenoblade 2 Chronicles, what is Pyra's favorite drink? Is it A, frozen Odifa, B, Indoline tea, C, Geronimousal tea, or D, lentil milkshake?
Pass.
D.
Lentil milkshake? Probably not that one.
The answer... There's two different... Yeah. The answer was C, Generosal tea. They can be purchased at the Vargal Tavern, run by Gardy in the Kingdom of Ura's Garfront Village. It is one of Pyra's favorite pouch items.
Yeah, that stupid fucking pouch system that I constantly had to keep track of. Why were you targeting me for all 3 of these? I passed 2. But I
I'm trying to look for different ones. And this time a Persona, Xenoblade was one, and I was like, I can't fucking find anything else. Oh, Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Was Lentil Milkshake then? I said D because that fucking pot must have been Nia's or something. It was some other character's favorite drink. Because that's the one that when you said that, I'm like, oh, that's it. But it's someone else's because I just remembered that.
I didn't fucking know enough about it. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll grab one of these.
It's just a stupid system where you buy a thing and it's like give it to your fucking partner and they have like a 10-hour buff or some stupid bullshit like that. I don't know. It was just another system tacked on to all the other 11 other systems they have. I know all the fucking shit. Trust me, on the library, you think I played through that shit? I know speedrunning tech. I just fucking walk past everything. Fuck that shit. I'm not playing that. Anyways. Yeah, we'll get to that. So, and yeah, this is our first example of like this backtracking thing that they'll do a few other times in the game where you're going to reach a point and it's like, all right, next thing, do everything you just did, but in reverse order. Kind of annoying. So I guess we'll just keep going like Jordan, Edwin, Corey. So what did you think about this level, Jordan?
Well, again, like you just said, the backtracking, it's 100% a guarantee on my part that I experienced was you basically do like NASCAR around the fucking island to finally get to unlock the damn door that was fucking locked to begin with to get downstairs. So, I mean, yeah, if I could have been able to unlock it and not have to do all that, that'd have been great. Because, yeah, it's like, oh... Okay, where do we go next? We got to unlock. That's gonna be on the other side. Okay, got it. Now, oh shit! Now I got to turn my ass all the way back around and get back over here and deal with some more of this painful fucking. It's the Covenant to me were just very annoying because I just fucking needlers, man. I can't stand the goddamn gun. Just fucking shoot it around a corner and it gets me and then I'm done. And then of course, then I'm like, okay, now I gotta throw in the bait. Okay, I'm just gonna throw Edwin to them, and then I'm gonna snipe them.
Throw Edwin to the wolves.
And
look at him! Look at him!
Yeah, look at him! Look, shoot your gun off, Edwin. And he's just like shooting his head, and it's just like, oh no! And I'm like, I got this. And so I just start throwing grenades, and then sometimes I get them, but there's respawn. So he's
Edwin.
I get Edwin sometimes, and then he'll be like, yeah, but he'll be like, how did that happen? And he's like, must have got me from like a grunt or something. I don't say anything. I'm like, yeah, maybe.
You got some good aim.
Yeah.
How they get on the back of my leg is amazing because they're fighting me from the front. But for some reason, they got to wrap around my leg, but whatever.
All right, Corey.
Okay, so this level is much better than Halo. I like the visual. I like the visuals of it. Like I like the driving on the beach and everything else. I think the backtracking is fine. It's to me, it's just like a richer level because the original Halo level, outside of remaster stuff, is very empty. So this one felt more like just immersive, and combat and whatever aside for this mission because it's pretty cut and dry where you just kind of go do the thing. The only memory that I really have of this mission is that when I was playing this yesterday, I was driving the Warthog, which is really squirrely, and I rolled it, like I turned and missed, like just barely. The back tire came off of like one of the platforms, so it started to flip. And the guy, one of the Marines, is like, "Oh no!" and he gets out, and then he falls, and then the truck lands on him, and I was like, "Dude, no, don't do that!" So then he dies. I was like, "Great, I lost one." So then I'm doing the run back, and then I pick up some more Marines, and I swing the truck back through that place, the same place, and I do it again. And another Marine gets out of the car, lands on the old dead body, and then the truck kills him. And I was like, I'm worse than the Covenant.
Fucking tack that shit off on your neck. It's like 2.
Stop dropping people here. Just stay in the damn car.
All right, Corey, go off.
God. So not only is this just a rinse repeat level, but they've added a lot of bullshit, and I feel like the game was just out to get me. Like, there's so many stupid things that happened, because I died a lot. And it was just like, I got to the bridge scene. Here comes a bunch of flood. That's okay. I get by them by shooting grenades, but I got to watch out for the idiots on the other side shooting at me, plus the Banshee that's flying around, and it's also shooting me. So it's like, okay, I finally weasel my way back there. 3 rocket launcher guys on the bridge. All of them see me first, constantly. Not only that, but the checkpoints are horseshit. So then when I have to go through, there was one instance where I died probably 27 fucking times, clearing the room, because you have to jump in and overpower it with your shield or whatever. And it's just kind of like, are you kidding? Like, I go in there, strip my shield, the sentinels are shooting everything, but it's as soon as I get in there, it's as if they all squash their beef and they want to just kill me. Everything was fighting me, and it's just kind of like, God damn it. And then there's a particular hallway where there's two elites fighting some guys. I walk around the corner, all of them want to fight me, so I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm shooting with them, I get to the end, and there's just a rocket launcher flood standing on the other side of this turn. So you walk around the corner and it just nukes you. So it was just a matter of memorizing every placement so I can run, jump, spin, shoot that guy, move on, throw a grenade over there. And it was just rinse, repeat. And it was just the least amount of fun that I had in this entire game. And this is how much bullshit it was. I found a way to walk around all of the horseshit, jump on a rock, climb over it to go around this cave when I got to the ground level, because the Flood are all running towards the Covenant. Unless, of course, I go to the right, in which it spawns Flood that weren't there before, just so I have to fight them. But I sneak by everything, I get in the cave, and the guy on the Banshee flies all the way into the cave and parks it up my ass. And it's just like, what? Why would he even come in here? But he flew all the way in and land. He wasn't even shooting at me. It was just the game going like, no, do it exactly how we want you to experience this. And I'm just like screaming the entire time because it's like, I just want this level to fucking end. It's so long, and I've already played this level, and everything is killing me. I never have enough ammo. I don't know where any of the health packs are, and you won't let me do it the way that I'm trying to do it. You know, and it's just like, can I just skip this shit? Because it's not even fun at this point, which I know I said on like our Discord while I was experiencing this, because Jordan and Edwin were playing through. I think you guys were on Assault the control room while I was doing this one, and I was just losing my shit.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. You just have to say that.
Yeah, it's literally like, why the fuck would they put them there? Enemy placement aside, the checkpoints were so dog shit on that level that it would just be like, I literally just cleared out this whole place with 50 enemies. But that would be the thing, right? It's like, oh, if I kill everything in this room, then it'll trigger a checkpoint. But it's like, you should just trigger the checkpoint since I've completed the task in here. I've already did the damn thing and got out of the building. Give me the checkpoint. Why do you have to kill me on the bridge and make me do all of this over again? Like, I should at least be awarded to be in the hall right before the bridge, not have to clear the whole fucking thing and then do the bridge. Because the point of the bridge being so tough is I've already ran out of bullets by the time I got there. And then I don't know, the guy flying around the Banshee is just icing on the cake, because it's like, not only is but this guy who's not even flying it to shoot me, he's flying it at me. And so like he probably killed me 5 times last night by running me over.
Yeah, they tend to do that a lot.
And I'm just kind of like, what the hell, man? You're not even using an airplane the way it's supposed to be used. You're just flying it straight at me.
Yeah, sure, he's kamikaze.
Yeah, you know, and then like there was instances where like I had to get in a Banshee and fly up to something, but the game is like, he's getting in a car, everyone in the entire level shoot him. And so I'm just like flying up, freaking out, like, please God, start taking off, because everyone is hitting me. And it would be like, I have a full health Banshee, and by the time I got high enough, I would have 1 bar just escaping out. And I'm like, God, man, anything at this point is going to kill me. And so I'd fly up, I'd park it, and then I'd run out to get in it, and then they would just be like, plasma grenades at it. And I'm like, yeah, it was just this shit show of rinse repeat for probably an hour. I probably spent, of the 8.5 hours playing this game, like one of those was just this level. And it was just like, are you kidding me? The entire time.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah.
This is fine.
But it's specifically this level, like, You would think that was the last level of the game with how difficult that was, for me at least. And I'm playing on normal. I'm trying to just absorb the content specifically for the episode. And I'm just kind of like, I want to say fuck it. I just want to throw in the towel and just say fuck this. But I stuck it out, I beat it, and then it's downhill from there, which is wild that it's not like the last level, because we're going to get to the last level, but it's definitely the hardest level on the entire map.
Funny anecdote, when I was doing this, when I got the cutscene that Chief punches his brains out, I missed a combat form, and the entire time in the cutscene, the combat form was smacking Master Chief, and blood was spurting out of him, but he was going through the cutscene regardless. And when it looked at Captain Keyes, I heard a smack, and I heard Chief die. Like, and I really thought it was going to send me back to the previous checkpoint, but it didn't. And then the Flood kind of got up in front of the camera, in front of Keyes, like, yeah, I fucking did that. What are you going to do about it? And he just kind of stood there the entire time. And as soon as the cutscene ended, he's just standing there and just shot him with the shotgun. I was like, that was really weird. In Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, because I was going to give him another chance after hearing Edwin praise Kingdom Hearts 2 so much, and they were both $10 each. I'm like, screw it. It's worth it to give it another shot. And I'll play those later, make sure they're all working, granted, but hopefully those guys can get it off the ground so I have better access to retro games. Other than that, not too... What? So fucking funny, huh?
I just picture Edwin like really trying to make sure you like this Kingdom Hearts 2. It's like, if you have any issues, you just let me know. I'm going to give you the most excellent Kingdom Hearts 2 experience.
I'm just glad pricing wasn't such a problem for you, because that sounded like it was a selling point.
Well, kind of. I mean, if it's like, hey, $50 for Kingdom Hearts, I'm like, you can go fuck yourself. It's like $10 for Kingdom Hearts, I'll pay for it. It's worth enough for it to me. And, but it's more like after hearing Edwin saying that, like, you're okay with the first one, you're kind of meh on the third, but the second one is like where you fell in love with it, kind of like echoed how I feel, especially about a few games, but mainly like Titanfall and Mass Effect. And I'm like, well, I'll give it a try, especially if he likes 2 so much. Maybe 2 will be the one where I play it. I'm like, oh, this is why people like this series.
But Helldivers 2 as well. Finally got myself 25, so now I'm using that exosuit, just jumping around with a giant ass mech, trying to shoot things down. It's been pretty cool.
I mean, it's not like your extra work has gone to waste. You're the one carrying us through with the fucking mech suit, because me and Corey really only play it with you while you're playing it all the time, so you're fucking like more than double our level at this point.
Yeah, we're just trying not to get stepped on.
Well, that was my next point. It's the notorious step on with the big boot when I'm like just walking across and I see little people scurrying across like they're little mice. Like, and I'm trying not to step on them, but it does very well shooting down anything, basically. Been able to shoot down those drop ships, been able to take out those bug nests. It's been a lot of help. I mean, obviously, there is a limit to the amount of ammunition you're able to carry. I'm sure everybody is aware of that since when that came out in the beginning. Now that I'm carrying it all the time, it has been getting me out of a lot of bad situations.
Did they make it faster? Because I know that was like a lot.
No, that was going to be my thing. As I would, even if they would not like add like a track to it or wheels to make it go faster, maybe they just add like a little boost to the back where it can just boost you just a couple, every
just
couple
a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe they'll have like a light version and a heavy version in the future or something.
Man, that'd be a cool thing to see. Yeah, I mean, it just like adding a bicycle. I don't give a shit. Like, give me a bike with a little
random bicycle.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I think it would be awesome if I could shoot the robots out of the little AT-AT things and get on those.
Orbital drop me a horse.
Breaks his legs on its way down. Oh, gotta put it down. Sorry. Shooting Seabiscuit. Bam! Continue on with the mission. It's fun with friends. It just doesn't matter. You kind of forget about it. You're usually having more fun when you have friends around. Dying, shooting each other.
I still wish they tracked what has killed you the most, because it's either Corey or fucking Jordan that has killed me the most. It's not the fucking enemies. It's one of you two motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That has the most fucking deaths on me.
Yeah, it's like the game. It's like the game.
50% of my deaths on a planet is because of friendly fire.
Well, it's like the game doesn't want to take.
Bro.
Yeah, it's like the game doesn't want to say it did it. It's like, I don't know what happened. Unknown. It's like, fuck you. You know who killed me. Don't you lie. It's like, nah, man, it wasn't me, bro. That's you.
I'm like, kill counter for like enemies and friendly fire. Like, oh, what's killed the player base the most?
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of want to get myself back into Pokemon and trying to find out a game that might put me up to recent Pokemon, but at the same time, I won't be, I guess, too confused with how everything goes. But maybe
Hold on, stop everything. What are you looking for? Do you want something on console? Do you want to play it on the Switch, or do you want to play it on the DS?
I gave him 3 suggestions.
I don't care what your suggestions are. Now I'm going to give him my suggestions.
Yeah, well, he asked me for suggestions, and I gave him like the 3.
You went to him? Ones. You didn't come to me too? What the fuck is this shit?
I told him to ask you as well. Like, I might as well get his opinion too.
Oh, okay, never mind. So it's Jordan's fault. Edwin has my back. Jordan, you're being a dick.
The GameCube one, what is that? The Dark something?
I just don't want something that's like it's too goddamn much rules and shit involved with trying to figure out where everything needs to go. It's a simple like the Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Red, where I just fucking grab myself a Pokemon and I just go to the next spot. I mean, something simple.
Well, that's your first problem. Is you're stuck in Gen 1. We're on Gen what? 8?
It's like
9?
12.
Well,
8, 9, something like that.
I get there's over 1,000 Pokemon, but
well, I would already say that if that's your criteria, don't even bother with the Switch versions. They're too open-ended. Just stick with the older ones. Do you have a DS to play them on, or some other questionable means? Oh yeah, you could play the Diamond or Pearl one on the Switch. That won't be
Gale of Darkness. It's kind of a different Pokemon experience, but it is a little bit more like.
I wouldn't recommend Gale of Darkness first. I would say Colosseum is more like on rails than Gale of Darkness is.
Well, Pokemon Sword and Shield, how crazy is that one? I mean,
it's not too crazy, but it's more like half on rails, half open world section, essentially.
Okay, the 3 that I suggested
the meta is
were
way different than what you're used to because you've been out of the loop for so long. So.
What did you suggest?
The 3 that I suggested were because I was trying to keep it to like main Pokemon with hardly any gimmicks. So what I suggested was Diamond and Pearl, old or new, Black and White, or Black and White 2, and then Sword and Shield. Because Sword and Shield is more modern, but it's less annoying than like the Sun and Moon and Scarlet and Violet. So
yeah,
in the middle.
I would agree. If you wanted to get some kind of the modern taste, definitely do Sword and Shield, because don't even touch Scarlet and Violet. They're trash. But I would agree with that. I would do only Black and White 1, because Black and White 2 is a bit confusing if you haven't played Black and White 1, because they weirdly decided to make that the only like actual sequel game between two games. Diamond and Pearl is a good one. I think especially if you have access to it and you're closest to like, Gen 1, Heart Gold and Soul Silver is probably one of, if not my favorite Pokemon games. So if you have a chance, and those are the remakes of Gold and Silver and Crystal, those are really, really good. And that's like probably the most new yet most old school experience you're going to find in total. So those are what I would say.
Sweet. Well, I appreciate it, guys.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, thanks for asking me.
hey, I'm just trying. I'm trying things out as I go, and sometimes I just forget. You know what I'm saying? It's the back of my brain.
Pokemon Snap.
But hell yeah. Snap
Pikachu.
Pokemon Puzzle League.
Hey, you Pikachu.
Poke Cafe.
Poke Channel.
What was the Pokemon game that was it was almost like an auto dungeon? It kind of looks like Minecraft.
What?
Have you seen Dungeon?
Mystery Dungeon?
No, it's not Mystery Dungeon. There was a Pokemon.
Blasphemy.
There was a Pokemon game on the Switch, and it looks like Minecraft.
What?
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
we don't know.
I'm going to find out. It's
called
called
Pokemon specialists here, and they're trying.
Are you talking about one of the mobile games? Are you talking about like Pokemon? Like, is that what you're talking about? Like this? Yeah, that's a mobile game. I think it's on the Switch too. That's a mobile game.
Yeah, that's where I played it. It's like
Legos or whatever. Conquest for DS.
Outer Worlds took me a few tries to get into. I tried playing that game like 2 or 3 times, and I just couldn't get into it because I almost would argue that it doesn't have a lot of style to it. It's kind of boring. I don't really find the whole premise interesting. The only thing that made me like that game was that when they were boasting about, it's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can kill whoever you want, and the story will progress forward. I'm like, I am going to test that to the nth degree, and just went on a serial killing, murdering spree my way through that entire game. Everyone I didn't even talk to anyone. I just no talking, only kill. And you can beat that game by just
Only
murdering
murder.
everyone in your way. You'll find a way to progress the story forward because normally you'll just find a note in their pocket. Because I will appreciate the game for doing like, all right, go talk to this person. It's like, okay, go talk to person. It's like, all right, they have a thing you need to land on this new planet. It's like, okay, I'm Mr. Guy. Mr. Dude Man, I need the thing you have so I can go to this planet. And they're like, all right, well, I have the thing you have, so I need you to do a favor for me. And I'm like, do you have it on you right now? And it's like, yeah, in your pocket? Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool, that's all I need to know. Brings out giant hammer and goes on a murder spree, takes thing and fucking leaves.
That's what bothers me so much about like the story and like JRPGs. It's just like, it's like you need this one specific thing that this one guy has, otherwise you can't save the world. But then that one guy has it and he won't give it to you until you do something for him. Like, the world's gonna end. Just give me the goddamn thing. No one cares about your shit. It's not
Give me the weapon. Let me use it. I'll give it back to you because either I kill him and then you can continue having a customer base, or all of us are going to die.
Well, here's the thing.
That'll be 100,000 gil.
Yeah. But here's the thing. It's like that. I can see to a certain extent because JRPGs get away with it because you're not the character. It's like, would Cloud ram his giant sword through this man because he needed the key to this fucking door?
No, because he already agreed to whatever dumbass quest it might be. He's like, your daughter has a cough. Let me go get her butter from a mountain that's 2 billion miles away. And then he leaves, and you're like, well, I mean, I wouldn't do that, but okay.
Yeah,
that's I avoid it in Skyrim all the time. And he'd be like, can you go find me 20 of them? I'm like, nope, next.
But that's, again, strength of Western RPGs, why people gravitate towards that more. It's like, I have the option to do that, whereas in JRPGs, you're playing a character who's a good person, who's not going to just around murdering people to get what he needs, despite the danger, because he's a good person, which, again, it's like, we were talking offline yesterday about My Hero Academia and anime, right? It's like, I can sit here and yell at the screen all day why Deku just doesn't just cave in All for One's face right now to just end everything. But it's like, because he's Deku. He wouldn't fucking just murder people. He's trying to be a hero. He wouldn't just murder people. Despite it being the like most clear-cut solution to the problem and what we would do, that's not what the character would do. So that's fine.
It's funny that you went with Deku. It's literally Batman has that issue.
Well, I mean,
dude.
True. Yeah, true, right? But that's not Batman's way. That's not what he does. You know, in the primary timelines, let's not get into how fucking many timelines comic books have, but that's that's the vanilla Batman, right? It's like Batman doesn't kill, you know, but that's who he is. He just doesn't kill. And he'll stick to his principles despite what fucking
he really
problems
likes
calls.
Commissioner Gordon, and if he killed all the villains, then Commissioner Gordon wouldn't have a job.
Yeah, he would have a job. I don't want to put the police.
Also, I would be nervous. Like you're doing pretty good if you're just committing some B&Es, some basic shoplifting. You know, Batman's not going to murder you because he's fighting Clayface and Poison Ivy. But once all the main bad guys are dead and Gotham is just down to petty crime, then you got to start getting worried because like, I snatched an old lady's purse and then a batarang cut my head off. Like. Damn it! I wish he would just stop now. But
yeah,
he's just addicted to fight. He's like a crime-fighting cryptid that just works his way down.
He keeps finding lesser and lesser crimes. Where you're just like, he's some dude like sitting on his computer,
jaywalking.
Yeah, he's jaywalking, gets tackled, like fucking gets grappled up by the fucking bat claw. Or you're at home and
your window. He's like, "You're using ad blocker."
That'd be as if they like let Wolverine cover Gotham while Batman's on vacation. Comes back, everything's fucking ripped in half and cut. He's like, cut that bullshit.
What'd you do? He's like, I stopped crime.
Yeah,
is that what you do?
It's safer. It's what you
like,
wanted.
no, what?
Yeah,
Fable's all pretty major.
I was at the pubs playing the bar games.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised we didn't bring up Fable earlier
because I don't like it,
and I know we're kind of running for a while here.
No, I like Fable.
I think Fable's boring.
Hurt his feelings.
I've probably hurt Edwin's feelings on a lot of things. I'm not going to stop now.
Fable 1 I did enjoy. Fable 2, they had some stupid mechanic that I really hated because, like, yes, they had co-op and that was cool, but your friends can jump into your game whether or not. I think you have to, like, lock your game from that happening, but it's like, you know, that's jump in, jump out system. So when your friend jumps into your game, whatever they're doing affects your character's moral ranking. instead of theirs instancing back to their world. And I remember I was blacksmithing, and all of a sudden I started growing devil horns, and it was saying child services is coming to take your kid because you can get married and stuff. And I was like, what is happening right now? And then I just hear my roommate laughing, and it's Dakota, and he came into my world and just started killing all these people in town. And then he left, and I was working to have like 100% positive playthrough because I was going to do like the pure play on my first run. And in 10 minutes, he ruins the whole thing. I lose my family. Like,
I love my family.
And I'm just like, my wife's dead. My kid's being taken away. I'm just like, what the hell? The whole town hates you. And I'm just like, I was making a sword. I didn't kill any of them. They're like, your friend did, though.
Now I'm an alcoholic.
And now I'm homeless. I'm just drinking all the time. I get paid scraps for bar fighting.
That was awesome. And then, of course, to everybody there, I have played Helldivers again, like I've always been. I'm now level 30, and got to bring everybody on side with impossible difficulty, which is fucking impossible. It definitely the name definitely stands for impossible. Yeah, it fucking sucks. And the fact is that there's still one more difficulty above that. So it's like, what the fuck else can I expect? Because you're literally getting shit on by tons of tanks. They're just shitting them everywhere, just falling down. You look left, there's just these robots ready to go in your ass, and then you go to the bugs alone, and then the same thing. Bugs just trying to go in your ass. Everybody's trying to go in your ass, and it just constantly sucks. And it's not fun anymore. You're just yelling and screaming, and then but luckily Corey made it out alive. I don't know how the hell he did. We also got a taste of those fire fucking tornadoes out there that just fuck everything up. When you think you're doing well, then they land directly on the way to get out. They fucking burn the place to the ground.
Yeah, the extraction thing had a fire tornado on it, and then we were trying to free people in the like extraction thing, and then we opened the door and a fire tornado landed on it, and it's like, stop.
Yeah, because I remember Udo was like, yeah, because I remember Edwin was just like, come on, guys, come on. And then me and Lamel are on the side like, we can't fucking go anywhere. There's tornadoes like 4 in our face. We're going to wait this
8
shit.
tornadoes circling like everywhere you turn.
Yeah, so he literally was like, oh, fuck it. And got on his ship and took off while me and Lamel were just sitting there like, oh, I guess we just burn alive or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Just roasting, man. Like, that shit was trash.
That's trash.
Another like fun note of that entire playthrough was when I unlocked the 500 kiloton bomb or whatever it was, and I just threw it into the city, and I could see Edwin's character over there. I'm like, you need to get away from that right now. He's like, what? And then it's just the whole thing just turns into a freaking nuke.
That was you telling me that, because I remember I was going in and was like, oh, you need to get out of there now. I was like, okay, boom, and then I just fly away, just ragdoll. And who was it that fell off the cliff that we started that one level, and then you fucking ragdoll off the level?
that was me, because I dropped down and I was like, okay, well, there's this cliff over here, and I just dove, and I was like, oh shit, I'm still falling.
Fucking starfished all the way down, like, woo, 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 all the way down. I was like, oh shit.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, it's like, hello everyone, falls down a cliff.
Yeah,
that was my first time playing Helldivers. That shit was great. New games come out and I place it on the shelf, but I ain't gonna lie though, I definitely like acting like Dick Dastardly and tying up people and throwing them on train tracks and shit, so yeah.
I just want to be on a horse, lasso a guy, and just drag him through the fucking wilderness until he dies, just because I want to see what would happen.
Nope.
And because it's like, I played it for a small bit, Red Dead 2 specific. Red Dead 1 I beat. I really liked Red Dead 1. But Red Dead 2 I played for a bit because it was on Game Pass for a small bit at a time. And the only thing I remember from that game, and I have this recorded on my Xbox, and this just speaks to the insane, like, sandbox nature of the game. I was just wandering through the wilderness, had no idea where I was. I was carrying a skinned badger on my back, running in the rain with my sopping wet carcass. And I see to my right that there's a little campfire. And I was like, all right, what's going on over there? So I go over there with my drenched badger. And I walk up to the camp, and there's this one guy sitting there, and he's like, oh, hold it right there, partner. Don't take one step closer now. And I was still fucking with the controls because I wasn't completely competent with them yet, and I was like fiddling with it because I was gonna take out my pistol and shoot him. And so I dropped my sopping wet badger on the wet ground in the rain, and I'm trying to get my pistol out. And during this, I accidentally tip my controller forward, so I take a step forward. And he gets up like, "All right, partner, I didn't have to do this." And as he's getting up, his foot steps on the campfire in front of him, and he immediately lights up like he just took a bath in gasoline. And he's just like, rolls over, burns on the ground, and he dies. And because he was burning, his horse that was right next to him freaks out and starts running away. But he runs away over the fire, so then the horse catches on fire, trips over the guy, and like instantly dies like it had a heart attack. And it's just like a cartwheel on the ground and dies. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? I didn't do anything.
Just wanted to set my beaver down.
I just witnessed the most like elaborate suicide I've ever seen in my life.
True cowboy story.
Yeah, when the man and the horse just catch themselves on fire and die.
And then I played, because we were going into like talking about other things of games that were, I guess, interesting. One I found was just like, oh shit! It just brought up a little side of mine was the Bourne game, you know, because it was like, God damn, it's Jason Bourne, and I just started playing that one, and then we're running through, and I was just like, okay, look how fucking weird this goes. Normal guy with a fucking turtleneck just starts running around town, and he's like, I'm gonna go after this weird fisherman, and this motherfucker starts whipping out capoeira, like, what the fuck? And then you're trying to fight him, going through chasing his ass, and like, you knock his ass out like, I don't know, 15, 20 times, and then eventually he gets tired and passes out or something after throwing his ass through a table, knocking him through some glass, hitting him with a pipe and shit. Guy doesn't go down.
I didn't hear no bell.
Yeah.
I'm built different.
Literally, it's just like, Jesus Christ, man, you gonna fucking tap out? And he's like, no, man, we don't do that here.
I'm pretty sure some of the things that you did to some of those characters, like I'm pretty sure any normal person would have been dead by this point.
First?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. So the pros that we had, which console has the most garbage game that you love? We had Nintendo Wii, Nintendo DS, PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, Xbox 360. Now, I don't know if somebody's just fucking with us, but this time, instead of saying we have a tie, everything was on that list that everybody chose was maxed. Everybody matched, so there was an actual Nintendo Wii, PlayStation. No, not all the way, except for Nintendo DS was the only one that wasn't. You had the winner of Nintendo Wii, PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, and Xbox 360. What do you guys think about that?
So the DS didn't win any of that. That one has a lot of trash games, but that's okay. So I don't know exactly how we want to start this.
I don't know,
but
every console has shit on it.
Every single console does have shitty games on it. Objectively shitty games and games that like are people just hate them, but it's like you might just be bad at it or something.
Yeah,
but
to
be fair, I feel like saying this is going to like ruin my gamer cred, but like. And I'll drag Jordan in on this too, but we used to play Bubsy a lot.
God damn it, what? No. Corey, you asshole.
That game is notoriously dog shit. And Jordan had Bubsy 3D on PS1.
Oh my god.
God damn it, no. Oh shit, man. I was a little kid.
But it blows my mind because DS is like a gimmicked console, much like the Wii, which I'm not surprised the Wii's up there, but like gimmicked consoles always have shitty things on it because there's so many stupid people trying to take advantage of this, like the mechanic it introduces. It's also a pain in the ass for devs to develop for because they have to somehow introduce like PS3. The first game they had was Lair, and that game sucked. But that game was built to use the 6-axis.
Nobody wanted it.
And the only thing I want to do is turn that off because I don't want to aim with my controller. It's the same thing with Breath of the Wild. As like I don't want to aim with my controller. I don't want to aim. Was it Skyward Sword? Like I played with the Pro controller. Like it's if I can turn the motion controls off, I do it before I even give them a chance. Like I don't want to play that. Cuisine Royale was just so shitty, and I would just complain the entire time. But I was like, yeah, but I got that victory.
Yeah, he's like, but I
I
win.
think the only reason why I liked it is just because I would win, so that's all. But I'm like, I paid $70 for a game that I'm just not playing right now because I'm playing this fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean it's the same. It's still a problem nowadays. It's just like I just bought a new game. Guess I'll go play Fortnite.
Yeah. I'll just sit there and be like, I should be doing something else. All right. Are we doing some triv?
Let's get on to some trivia. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so the first question I have for you guys is, in early development, Grand Theft Auto was originally supposed to be called what? Road Rage, Race and Chase, American Gangster, or Street Psycho?
American Gangster.
This is a good one. I'm gonna say.
I think I'm with Edwin on this one. I think it's American Gangster. I think.
I'm gonna say Street Psycho.
The answer was Race and Chase. According to one of the original games developers, Gary Penn, with GTA, it was initially called Race and Chase. Instead of that playing as a car-stealing gangster, the game gave you the option of being a gangster chase police officers as well.
It's like I was wondering. It's just like I was like American Gangster would probably make more sense for like a beta name for Saints Row.
To be fair, though, Grand Theft Auto came out in the late '90s, so Race and Chase is a very stupid ass name that would probably be a name that would be in the '90s.
It was like, is it even like socially okay to name put gangster in a video game name or something like that?
Well, back then probably would be fine. But it's I think they had a lot more focus on like cars in the early Grand Theft Auto 2, so I guess I could see that.
I just can't imagine being in a boardroom and they're like, "What are we going to call this game?" And then somebody raises their hand. He's like, "Race and Chase." We're like, "That's a cool idea," and everybody high fives. Like, that's such a dumb name.
Voiced by Eddie Murphy.
the guy in the corner, fucking looking down at his folder, it's just like Hooker Killer 9000, just like angrily closes his folder.
What do you got over there, Ryan? He's like, I don't want to say it. Closes his book.
Yeah.
I guess Hooker Murderer is not a good title.
All right, so in question 2, this is a funny one. In the video game Zelda, what was the original name supposed to be given for Link? Was it Rufo, Quest, Chris, or Star?
I want to say Quest, but because you said it's a funny one, I think Chris is hilarious.
I want to say Rufo because I think that one's funnier.
I was thinking of Rufo too. It's like that sounds stupid enough because Sonic is Ogilvy or something like that. That's his like actual name, but it's I don't know why. So it's just like go for the weirdest one.
So the answer is Chris. As for Link, he was originally going to be named Chris or Christo after Shigeru's godfather, but the name Link was ultimately chosen because he meant to be a link between the player and the fantasy world of the game.
Look at them thinking ahead. That's sad though, because like I said, it was funny. I didn't realize it was his godfather. That's kind of like dickish to say. That's like, what a dumb name. It's like, deeply rooted in my family. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
He's like, you brought great honor to my family.
That would just be weird. Like if he had a different name, like I feel like Link is just so iconic, right? I mean, obviously, but like, it'd just be funny if he was like, oh, this is his name. Steven.
Rufo.
Yeah, Rufo, the hero of time. Rufo sounds like what you're trying to do to somebody at the club so you can take them home.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they're like, we didn't. Yeah, that would have been a really bad thought out plan. Like, says no one was roofing anybody in the 80s. And then they're like, oh, we really picked the wrong name.
The chasing down, getting after the first fight of Ganondorf, you're running down the level and it's timed. That was kind of stupid because, again, it was just like, you'd be in such a hurry because you see the timer and it's like making you run fast, and then you eventually go down the second line of staircases and you find out it's a lot shorter than the previous one, so you walk right off the fucking cliff, and then you got to do it all over again. And then I'm like, okay, let's do this again, and then we end up fighting, rocking those damn skeletons like they were nothing, and then for some weird reason I end up having the hardest time until I had to whip out the fucking ocarina to play the song, what is it, Sun Song, whatever.
Sun
Song. Why did you play the Sun Song?
Because that fucking zombie guy wouldn't get off my nuts. He kept fucking jumping on me. I don't know.
The
one that was like, don't look at him. No, He
It's
scares
just the-
me, and I
Just
stand.
the one random read at the very end of the tower,
Yeah, well,
like collapsing.
well, before I could get all the way across, he freezes me. I'm not even looking at the fucking guy. I freeze, and he walks, and he's like, "Oh, piggyback," and he jumps on my back, and I'm like, "Get the fuck off me, asshole!" And then
Piggyback time.
Yep, and then she's just standing there. I was like, "Do some spells or some of that fucking sheik shit and kick his ass."
Come on, uppies.
Yeah, no, I want uppies, and I'm like, "Get the fuck off me!" I throw him off. He freezes me again, and I can't go anywhere. I was like, "You gotta be shitting me!" So I end up like whipping out the ocarina. I was like, "Oh, okay, I remember this freezes his ass." And then I just said, "Fuck it," and just ran on through because he literally jumped on my back 3 or 4 fucking times. I could not get him off of me. He was literally in the middle of the bridge. I was so pissed.
Dude. Sorry, Link. I only learned the open iron bar spell. That's that one specifically.
Yeah, I couldn't handle it. I was like, this is ridiculous. He was harder than anything else I fought. The 2 skeletons like whipped their ass like nothing, but this dude is just fucking riding my back raw, and I can't get the fuck off. We can't get him off of me. So I was like, this is ridiculous. So I'm going in to fight Ganondorf the second time, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna suck. And literally, luckily, I had tons of fucking fairies in my jar after the fact of using it for that stupid blue fire one for the water temple again. Having to go back and then getting a fairy right back in the jar to use all 3. Then I was like, oh right, I have that spell, God mode, and then I just rocked his ass, and then that was like the end of it. But it was cool nonetheless. I mean, it wasn't as crazy as I thought it was. I was expecting a hell of a lot more intense battle.
This many people can't be wrong, question mark. Not that I'd say it's wrong, it's a bad way to phrase it. But it's like people who watch NASCAR, it's like, I'm just here to watch the car crash. It's like
You see an audience, and then there's a lot of people. You're like, they must be onto something.
yeah, it's like
This whole place is sold out.
yeah, it's like they're again, it's just like they'll take me to I'll go to a game and they'll be like, yeah, that was a great game, wasn't it? I'm like, I guess it was entertaining. And then I'll turn around, put on Lord of the Rings on fucking, turn on. It's like, hey, you got 12 hours to spare? I got something to show you.
Yeah.
And then they'll put it on, and I'll turn around and be like, huh? And it'll be like, that was fucking lame. It's like, oh,
Fuck you.
get out of my house.
It's interesting too because I don't play a lot of these.
In your
I don't play a
wizard
lot of those
uniform,
sports
get
games.
out.
I don't play a lot of those sports games and stuff. but I
You
do
shall
enjoy,
pass out the door.
like
So, question number 1. In Grand Theft Auto 5, Lamar is the best friend to which character? Is it A, Lester, B, Amanda, C, Trevor, or D, Franklin?
D.
I want to say Franklin.
It's D.
Lester.
Answer is Franklin. Lamar Davis has been a close friend since childhood. Lamar often helps Franklin with his missions and provides comic relief throughout the game.
I was gonna say Franklin specifically because Corey named a specific character Franklin.
Yeah, well, you said D was Franklin. I just said D. I knew it was, like I said, played through that game 3 fucking times. He's the one. Lamar's the one that does the funny scene that I can't repeat because it has a bad word.
It's like you swear all the time. What are you talking about? I was kidding.
Yeah. the one word I can't say.
I don't have a punch card. All right, so the second one, question number 2. In Fortnite, what is the objective of Battle Royale? Is it A, be the last team to survive, B, earn the most kills, C, accumulate the most points, or D, escape the map first?
Or E, all of the above.
Whatever quest
That's
I
how I
need
want
to
to
do.
play it. Yeah, usually. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously for Battle Royale, it's to be the last one standing. But usually it's whatever quest I'm trying to freaking complete so I can unlock the stupid Battle Pass shit.
Battle Royale is just the same thing anyway, so it's always the same.
You win. That's the objective.
Yep, correct. Yep, be the last team to survive. All right, let's go on to question number 3. The fight with Mog. He has 2 exploits. Gravity, magic, and what in the Elder Scrolls?
Okay, I was going to say, I'm like, first name the game because I have no idea what you're
Elden
talking
Ring.
about.
Elden Ring. I read that wrong. Elden Ring.
Elden Ring?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Repeat it again? Repeat the whole thing again, now that we know it's Elden Ring.
In Elden Ring, the fight with Mog, he has 2 exploits. Gravity, magic, and what? Is it A, poison, B, frostbite, C, blood loss, or D, scarlet rot?
Are you talking about the
Scarlet Rot.
Scarlet Rot, yeah, probably.
What they said.
The answer was blood loss.
He's the god of blood. Are you serious?
Oh, Moog! Okay, yeah, the Lord of Blood.
You nerds, you let me down with your shitty, overrated game.
Well, he didn't say his full name. I was like trying to remember what the hell, and I'm like, oh, it's the optional boss down in the freaking.
Hang on. Wait, what?
It's poison.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, that's gonna be bullshit because like literally, it's like if you're the god of something and Elder Scrolls or a Dark Souls game, you're gonna be the most resistant to what you're the god of. I was like, how?
I am Poseidon. What do? I am the god of bananas.
Yeah. Don't ask how I got my name. I just.
The title's the god of water, and I control everything banana related.
It's like I'm the god of bananas. What's my weakness? Bananas. That was the logic.
Keep them all near me because I don't want someone to surprise me with one.
Yeah. Alternative Monopoly I've ever owned was like the original like 90s Pokemon board for Monopoly. I still have it.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was cool.
Is that the actual Pokemon Monopoly or is it the actual Pokemon like game?
No, not Pokemon Masters.
Oh, okay.
Because that one was fun. I remember playing that.
That one's amazing. No, it's Monopoly but branded Pokemon, but the original one and back when they actually tried because everything was changed instead of like just the board.
Yeah.
They have like there's fucking Monopoly anything. Like I see like it's like Monopoly, My Hero Academia. It's like instead of properties, I just buy people. This isn't weird at all.
It's weird because there's like a Lakeland, Florida Monopoly.
Yeah. I don't because I think all they do is like, all right, just reprint the board with a couple things changed. And
what's the most expensive thing out here? I don't know, the Walmart. I'm like, all right, that's Boardwalk.
Blue on blue.
Yeah. What's Boardwalk? Yeah, Boardwalk and Park. It's just Walmart and Wawa, and you're just like, okay. Yeah. Oh crap! I stepped on Dollar General.
Oh, ew.
That's the brown spot. That's where the beginning ain't worth shit.
The Baltic and whatever.
Been by an alligator. Go back 3 spaces.
Yeah, go straight to the
man runs your.
Like,
oh my god, it's fucking funny.
Made a Florida turn. Florida style U-turn. It's like go straight to jail.
Ignore all traffic signals and go straight to go and collect $200.
You're on I-10. Go back to start.
Yeah, stuck in traffic.
Construction yard. Go back 5 spaces.
Florida man walks by you. You owe him $50.
Yeah, convenience tax.
That unironically be kind of funny. It's like Monopoly, Florida Man edition. Every fucking event, like chance card, is based off of a real Florida Man headline.
I want to design a game of life, but it's like all this bad stuff.
Life depressing edition.
Yeah, like if you land on a space that has another player on it, like you guys get in a car accident and like you have to roll to see if you lost your car and have to buy a new one.
The title of the game is called Life is Shit.
Yeah, life sucks. You're like, damn, I got in a car accident with the player 2 and like 2 of his kids died.
Pessimist edition.
God.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my depression meter's going up. If it gets any higher, my character's going to kill himself and I'm going to automatically lose the game.
The game of life complete with Glock.
Yeah. Why is this board game heavy? Oh, it comes with a real gun.
It comes with a real gun.
and 3 bullets. Just 3.
Yeah, the board's a little heavy. Oh, there's a Glock in there.
Okay. Don't worry. Every board game ends the same way the movie Myst does. Like, oh god.
It's the cheapest Hasbro game called Russian Roulette.
Yeah. Now I'm just picturing a kids commercial for Russian Roulette on like Cartoon Network Saturday morning. It's like, that's so fun! Zing! Off camera, and kids with blood splatter on their face.
Bam!
I win! Oh my god! Are you guys playing again? Yeah. There's just a dead kid on the ground. It's so morbid. It's so funny.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
We're running out of neighborhood kids to play with this with.
All right, we want to jump on a trivia time.
Let's go to the trivia.
We went
On
from
that
a
note.
tangent. We're lost in the woods somewhere. I don't know where we are anymore.
Life of the party.
Party game.
Okay. I'm trying to get myself together. I'm sorry.
This is great.
I thought I was laughing hard. You're like dying.
Okay. The first question. Okay. All right. Stop. Here we go.
Deep breaths. Stop. Deep breaths.
All right. The first question is: in Gears of War, what is the name of their home planet? Is it A?
What? Okay, that's the question.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Just
God.
roll with it.
All right. So, what's the name in Gears of War? What's the name of the planet in Gears of War? Is it Sarah, Earth, ISO, or Exodus?
It's Sarah.
Sure. I really played one.
I wanted to say Earth. Why wouldn't it be Earth?
Because it's not. It's
I guess.
Sarah.
Okay, I'll go with Sarah.
Okay.
You sound confident.
it's Sarah. All right, next one. Question 2. The SS Dolphin originates from what video game? Little Big Planet, Water Wars, Pikmin, or Wave Racers?
Pikmin.
Wave Racer?
Say Pikmin.
Yeah, it's Pikmin.
Answer is Pikmin. Last final question. In Grand Theft Auto Vice City, what is the name of the main character? Is it Tommy Vercetti? Joey?
Yes.
Joey?
You're the dickhead on the game show who's like, let me finish fucking saying the question, you asshole.
So it's Tommy Vercetti. Okay, Tommy Vercetti, Joey Vernizzi, Michael DeSanta, or Trevor Fabrizio.
Wait, what's the second name again?
It's Joey Vernizzi.
Joey. Fuck.
No, we're not.
How are they pretending to be Italian?
My name is Pasta Marinara.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's I'm all meat. I'm all meat. So which one is it?
It's the first one. It's Tommy.
Yeah, it's Tommy, apparently.
Yeah.
He's so sure about it.
Okay.
God, if it's the second one, I swear.
Okay. The answer was Tommy Vercetti.
Almost there. You have one. You have 2 more obstacles to overcome before you're actually at the Elite Four. So going left towards the Pokemon, Pokemon League, you'll be cut off by your rival one more time for another mandatory rival fight. His Pokemon are really powerful now. He has level 47 Pidgeot, a 47 Alakazam, a 45 Rhyhorn, and then the rest of his team varies between whatever Pokemon that's the opposite of your starter and Execute, Gyarados, and Growlithe. And they're all in there, and his main Pokemon is actually level 53 at this point, so the levels are getting really high. And you have to beat him to order to access Victory Road, which Victory Road is another cave dungeon. Not necessarily hard to navigate. In fact, I think, honestly, the worst part about this is that, well, I can't remember specific examples. The trainers in here are fairly powerful. A lot of them have, like, really good Pokemon, and they're, like, varied in types. Like, they don't have just, like, one mono type usually. So some of the trainer battles in here could actually give you trouble, or at the very least, just maybe faint one Pokemon of yours getting through here. But other than that, you just have to use strength to figure out a few puzzles on the floor and just to get it through Victory Road. And that'll bring you to the Indigo Plateau, which is the Elite Four. And because that's a whole different story, we'll stop there. And I will say that before we'll hit it all at once. So this is a smaller little tidbit, but yeah, how did Giovanni give you any troubles, Jordan?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I figured.
I fucking stomped his ass and made him my BITCH.
Got him.
Yeah, I got him well. I gave him a bath. I gave all of his people a bath, and then walked on to the Victory Road. It was hilarious to note that I think out of every Pokemon trainer that I came across besides, Brock, because I didn't get a chance to fight him. That guy was the easiest I ever fought for a gym leader. It was just surfed and they were all gone, and I was like, okay, I guess my next step is to the Elite Four. So I pretty much didn't even get to use anybody. Just had Gyarados just do all the talking, and then I walked out of that gym, and it was a flood zone. So
that caused a flash flood. So the rival battle
fire alarm.
The rival battle going to Victory Road. You didn't even say anything about that, so I'm assuming you just walked through him as well.
I walked through him too. I gave him all a bath. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, then that makes that easy.
I burned his bird. I fucking flooded his shit. I did all of it.
Because Corey has a cannon tortoise, I'm going to assume his story is probably very much the same. But how did Giovanni and the rival fight and Victory Road go for you, Corey?
I smoked him. I mean, I had Lapras, Kadabra, Blastoise, Gyarados. I still had Chiding on my team, which is the Farfetch'd, and then I had a Jolteon. But I just basically used my Kadabra, and then I would bring out Blastoise if I needed to or whatever. But I would basically surf everything. Victory Road was kind of fun. I remember it looking like crap when I played the original version, so like going through this was like, oh, this is neat. And then, coming across dipshit, I was like, oh, you're like, again, I have one really strong Pokemon, and then my Blastoise is pretty strong, and everyone else is still in the 20s. So this is where I'm getting to I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this with really weak Pokemon.
Yeah, I remember because we were in Discord when you were fighting Giovanni. You're like, all right, I just got to go do Elite Four. And I saw your team and I'm like, he's going to die. Just no fucking way.
I mean, they definitely, they definitely ramp the difficulty here. But yeah, Giovanni, I mean, because I'd beaten him twice. And so his team doesn't really change much. And he just gets... the Rhydon was just a one-shot, and most of these Pokemon are one-shot in general. And anytime a water comes up, and then I would just swap in, like, Jolteon or something. But Jolteon's not very strong, so I'm riding on super effectives, and so this is where I was like, yeah, I don't need to be strong, I just need to be super effective. And then I make it through... I make it through the Victory Road up to where we are now at the Elite Four.
Yeah, in fact, now that Corey's mentioned it, I think his team is actually easier than it actually was previously, because previously he even had a Kangaskhan and like other type of Pokemon on his team, but he's actually like downgraded to just everything is ground type. Yeah. Therefore, one type wins.
He's got 2 Rhydons, and I was like, bro, that last one got murdered. What are you doing? I always thought he had Persians on his team or something, but like maybe they changed
that was just the anime where he always had one at his side.
Yeah, I was expecting to fight like Persians.
Or actually, no, you're right. Hold on. I think in one of his previous fights he used a Persian, because I remember Kangaskhan in one of his previous fights he has a Persian. Give me a second.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, why does he have 2 Rhyhorns? I thought he was supposed to have a Rhydon.
Oh, he doesn't actually. Yeah, I remember a Rhydon too. Actually, that's weird. Oh, I guess his previous fights.
He threw him out and he got that smoke. So
I guess his previous fights in the guidebook does actually have like a breakdown of him. That's strange. All right, well, I think you're right. I think one of his previous fights in the game he had a Persian. Anyways, Edwin, Giovanni, rival fight, Victory Road.
Now,
go.
I murdered everyone.
Good job.
Did you give him a bath?
Well, I mean, I could do more than just give him a bath, but there's like, yeah, fine with the other end. Yeah,
an appropriate use.
Yeah, so I was like, Giovanni was like, I was very happy to finally beat Giovanni, so I can give my Nidoqueen Earthquake over Dig, because it was really annoying to having that the entire time. But like, yeah, after that, it was like obviously beat the crap out of my rival Udon, and then I did not look forward to Victory Road, because it was like I knew it was just going to be very annoying to get through, because just moving so many fucking rocks out of the way. But yeah, it still went through all that without really a hassle. The hassle is yet to come.
Yeah, I feel like everyone hit a brick wall here. So my experience with Giovanni, again, well, I didn't give Splish Splash Bubble Bath to everyone because my poor little Amistar still wasn't up to the task because I still need to level her up. I made do with just Venusaur razor leafing everything, and for the Nidoqueen and Nidoqueen just throwing out Porygon to use Psychic. It wasn't as walkthrough. I had to switch a Pokemon once. Otherwise than that, it was easy. Rival fight, I don't remember, so it must have been easy. And then Victory Road, again, I mentioned it, but I just couldn't help but notice going through is that those trainers in there have really a lot of evolved, powerful Pokemon, and that they have varied types. Like they don't all have just like one type of Pokemon. So it's actually interesting that there's actually like the NPC trainers are a step up from everything you've seen so far at this point.
I think at that point, like you might have realized that like a lot of the trainers in the gyms are just like, rather than just being the type of the gym, it's just like, can this Pokemon learn a move that's a type of the gym?
Right. Yeah, because that's the other thing. In Giovanni's gym, they had a lot of fighting types. Like there was like primates and Machokes and shit. It was weird. But here we go. Probably everyone's worst nightmare because holy shit. When Fire Red and Leaf Green, the Elite Four does not fuck around. So the Elite Four is the penultimate challenge, as I said earlier when Corey was mentioning the running out to heal and running back in for gyms. The Elite Four is a battle of 5, technically, trainers that you have to do in a row without being able to go back and heal at a Pokemon Center. This has been iconic and just kind of how it's been up until about Sun and Moon that had like a retarded replacement for Elite Four essentially, and then blah 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 blah. Either way, it's the penultimate challenge. And for context, when you last fought your rival, his highest level was level 53. And between beating him, going through Victory Road, and getting to here, it's jumped up to 63. Like they gave him a whole 10 levels. Like the highest level Pokemon you're gonna be fighting here is 63, which is really high for a Pokemon game. Like really high for like just the baseline first run through of an Elite Four. And how the Elite Four works, at least for the first 4 of the Elite Four, as dumb as that sounds, they kind of operate on the same logic as gym leaders do, where they all specialize in a type, but typically they do have a little variance in how their teams are. For example, we have our first Elite Four, Lorelei, who's fucking waifu, by the way. She specializes in ice. So she has a Dugong, a Jinx, a Lapras, a Cloyster, and a Slowbro. All of these are really powerful Pokemon, and while they all have ice, except for Slowbro, who's a water psychic, but just has ice type moves. We have a water ice, an ice psychic, another water ice, and then a water psychic. So typically speaking, you can usually get through with everything with an electric type or something, but then Jinx throws a wrench in your plans. Not only that, the Elite Four typically have a lot better move coverage, so a lot of these, while they'll use ice moves, they'll also have better moves like Jinx having Psychic and shit like that. Same thing with Slowbro. He'll have like Ice Beam, but he'll also have Psychic and Surf and shit. So she's a problem. She's a big check for everybody. Next is Bruno, who's supposed to be fighting type, but since there's like, only a handful of fighting types, he actually has 2 Onyx, which are nothing, because Onyx kind of sucks. But he also has Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, which are very powerful, along with the Hitmonchamp. Again, really powerful, really physical, has a lot of strong moves like Sky Uppercut, and Hitmonlee with high jump kick and stuff like that. But the thing is like you can bring in your flying type, but then you have to do something about Onyx, which granted Onyx has a lot of weaknesses, but you can't use a flying type on it unless you're going to have some kind of type coverage and walk your way through it. Then we have Agatha, who has 2 Gengar, which Gengar by itself is already a pain in the ass, but she has 2 of them. Haunter and Arbok and a Golbat. So she also has a mix of poison types mixed in with them, and she likes using a lot of status conditions, as Corey knows. Then you have Lance, who's the first one who seriously uses dragon types, and there's only one line of dragon type in the game, being Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite. So he supplements that by having also a Gyarados and an Aerodactyl, both of which are very powerful. and 2 Dragonair and a Dragonite, with his Dragonite being level 60. And his team was changed a lot from the original Red and Blue, because in the original Red and Blue, I think he had 2 Dragonite, and one of them being too low of a level to actually be a Dragonite. But that's just fun trivia. And then after you beat the 4 Elite Four members, you have to fight the champion, which makes it more like the Elite Five, but that doesn't sound as good. So you have to fight your rival, who you found out somehow has beaten you here, beaten the Elite Four, and became the champion. So your final fight in the game is against your rival. And your rival has a really strong team. Not only has like I said, those levels skyrocketed from him just going through Victory Road to getting to here, but unlike all the people before him, his team is really varied in typing, and they all have really strong moves. So he always has a level 59 Pidgeot, a level 59 Rhydon, a level 57 Alakazam, and then he'll either have a mixture of Exeggutor, Arcanine, and then Exeggutor, Arcanine, or Gyarados, and then whatever starter's the opposite of yours, depending on which starter you have. And like I said, with his starter being level 63 and his Gyarados, Exeggutor, Arcanine all being level 61, like this, like out of a lot of Pokemon games, that is really high for your end game. So there was going to have to be a lot of preparation, a lot of trial and error to get through this. And basically, when we're talking about this, you can share your experience of getting through it, or what you had to do when you realized you couldn't, and what your game plan was for going back and preparing for it and getting through it. So, Jordan, how did you fare against the entirety of the Elite Four?
Man, I walked right I'm just kidding. No, this fucking sucked. This is what I was just like. I was just like Giovanni, my BITCH, right? Gave him all the Flood Zone. I came into this one. I got fucking rocked first roll. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? I was just like, okay, get him, Raichu. Okay, I don't know if y'all remember what I talked about in the beginning, where I made a huge mistake because I was told by someone, Udon, who warned me that you should just get a Thunderbolt and just be happy. I myself couldn't take it. I was like, no, I want Thunder. I'm going to take Thunder. I'm going to make this happen because it hits really hard. I thought that with my chances would be very high because I was already at a high level. I think when I said high level, because remember I said it was in my 50s, but as we all know that when you start going through the game, the levels to your acquiring experience points throughout the game, it starts to dwindle quite a bit as you get up higher in the level. So I wasn't leveling up as fast as I used to, so I was probably my mid 50s when I jumped in there and got squashed because my Raichu was not fast enough, and Dugong would just be, and then just hit me and then fucking kill my Raichu. I was literally trying to get to the point where I finally got to Slowbro or Slowpoke, whatever the fuck his name was, and then he would just, kill my ass, and I would just be really flustered with it. So after I lost that, I was like, okay, fuck this. I've got tons of money in the bank. And then I just threw down my check, wrote it out for like $500,000, and then got myself all of the full heals so I could cure myself of any ailments. And then I got myself the whatever the potion was, the highest potion that was at that store at the time. And I bought like 50 of those. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to struggle bust through this with the levels that I have, and I'm going to make it. And literally went through, got actually beat the first girl, killed all of her Pokemon with Raichu. He was hanging in there. I think I revived his ass like, I don't know, maybe 15 times. Like, I was already halfway almost out of my freaking use of all my stuff. And then we jumped into the second one. And then that's when he's like, we don't talk about Bruno, right? And he just killed all my people, basically. And I kept reviving them back from the dead, man. I might as well have just been a necromancer. I just kept bringing them back from the dead. You're like, oh, I'm going to let him just kill him again. And just do it again. And so eventually I got through his ass. And then after I got to Agatha, I was like, okay, I know this. Ghost Pokemon, weak against psychics. So abracadabra, y'all. Abracadabra. And I just killed all of them. And then that's when I got to Weeb, Mr. Lance, with his cape. And he brought all this fucking stupid-ass dragon Pokemon, which I wasn't ready for. So I tried to Hyper Beam everybody until I ran out of Hyper Beam. And then I just tried to throw whatever I could because I didn't know nothing was hurting them. And then I was like, oh my God. So I literally was like, I finally got through all of his final Pokemon. Aerodactyl, that ancient power bullshit. He could just fucking keep streaming that shit and everything. Every time he used ancient power, he would get buffed on his attack, buffed on his defense, buffed on his speed. All this shit would get buffed. And then he's just like yoked out. You know, he's like just ready to lift some weights. And then he kicked my ass. And then I finally killed him. And I thought that it was over. I forgot about the dickhead prick was waiting for me at the end of the game. And so I had used up all of my fucking heals, all of my potions, and so now I'm like literally on my last leg. Everybody's just tired. We want to go home, and then this guy doesn't let me go. He blocks the entranceway, the exit, and so I'm like, "Can you please move?" And he's like, "No, I'm not moving." So you're gonna have to fight me. So I'm like, "Oh shit." Maybe I can pull a miracle. There was no miracles that day. They were all out of them. And I got murdered. He flood zoned my ass with Blastoise. I didn't even get a chance to see what the whole of the roster had. I saw the bird. I shot the bird out of the sky. And then he brought the Blastoise in, and then he flood zoned me. And then he gave me a bath. And so I was done for that. I was very upset. I think I took a couple of days off because I was so mad. And then that's when I got the courage back up. I was like, let's do this. Had myself an energy drink, beeline rolling, push it to the limit. And I just started grinding, and grinded some more until I couldn't really grind anymore. At point, I was in my 60s, and then I literally just looked up all the Pokemon's weakness and ailments. And then I studied them, studied. And then I fucking beat him. And then I was so mad at the game. I knew there was a Mewtwo at the end, and I didn't give a shit. I called it quits, and I said goodbye. That was a good game, fair share, shake of the hands, and then walked off set, walked off camera, and that was it. And no ending put. I was just fucking done.
But yeah, we'll go around again. Jordan, after you had watched it, did you have any thoughts on the laboratory segment?
My side, I watched that ending part like I was supposed to, but the memories that I have the most of is when I was watching Corey play his, even though it was like the OG thing. It was just the amount of imagination that was coming about when we were like dealing with the constant deaths that he was enduring. That we just started coming with backstories with Barry, like he had an imaginary family and Wesker's lying to him the whole time, and we talked about maybe there was like some alien abduction and these aliens abducted his semen and made up this imaginary family of his or something that he doesn't know about. And they were talking about like Jill Nye the science guy and shit. Like all kinds of weird shit. Yeah, and then every zombie that was coming after him was based on an orgy that was happened long ago.
Yeah, because there was naked zombies in the basement, so yeah, it was just like, oh, you're here for the zombie orgy or whatever, and then they all got killed and they're
bare
like,
ass.
wandering around with their clothes on. They're like, why are there only dudes here?
So it was just random shit like that. That was the only thing, because I was basically just losing our minds at this point, because it's just he was enduring so much. I was already done with my side, so I was like, "Fuck it, why not? Let's watch him suffer." We were just laughing about it the whole time because that's all you could do with the amount of deaths.
Yeah, Jordan was just watching me beat the game. It was like 1 a.m, live streaming this nonsensical like banter, which was really funny and helped with the
pain.
constant death. Yeah, we were just because it was just funny at that point, so I didn't care that I died a bunch for this last section because I didn't have heals again, and I did have an ink ribbon, but I was like, I have to wait until like the right time to use it.
I just love that he was going through the rooms, and then right after like the 4th or 5th attempt being chased by hunters, he comes across the room. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" And he's like, "Oh no! I hope I don't die because I'm never gonna find this room again." It's just like I stumbled upon this by accident. He's like trying to figure shit out, and then these fucking hunters are just coming after him. He's like, "No!" The whole time just trying to avoid being his head cut off. But I was like,
yeah. The chimeras and stuff, I was just running by them, the little jackasses with like arms on their back and stuff, and I guess that we can roll it right into me, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't say you could go yet.
Mine's pretty much done.
Again, I knew what the Tyrant was, and I also knew that this wasn't the final confrontation with the Tyrant, so I did bring Barry's Magnum and the regular Magnum. because I'm just like, if I have to incapacitate it for a few seconds, I'll use this. So I'm in the room and I try to open the doors without actually incapacitating it, which I think you actually have to. But at one point, I didn't realize there was like a little center way through the area where you can cross across the room, and he got a smacking on me, which did a fuck ton of damage. So I healed myself and I pulled out Barry's Magnum and I aim it at him and I shoot once and it just drops dead immediately. One shot and he's on the ground. And I was like, huh. Well, that was anticlimactic. It just died in one bullet. I was like, all right, cool. Well, I know it'll come back later, so whatever. And that was the point where I realized I couldn't reload the Magnum with Magnum rounds because Barry's Magnum was special. So I unlock the door, go down, and I get Chris, and I go to leave, and then we go upstairs. And because of this, Wesker's still, like, bleeding out on the floor. Like, he hasn't moved because he's fucking dead. Like, he got gutted. He has, like, half his internal organs are on the floor. And, so there's no, like, self-destruct playing. I just grab Chris and we start to leave. And Chris hears some people behind us and he's like, I was like, I'll take care of him, Jill. And Jill's like, no, come on, let's go. He's like, let me have my moments. And so he goes to deal with it, and Jill goes up the elevator. I set up the fucking flares and shit like that. And then the elevator comes up, and I'm like, oh boy, here it comes. And Chris steps out. I'm like, okay, Chris is still alive, but where's the tire? And here it comes. And Chris is like, all right, Jill, I'm here. And Jill's like, you're okay. He's like, yeah, let's get out of here. And then the helicopter came, and I got on it, and I left. The tyrant didn't show up. I just left. The mansion doesn't explode. The tyrant doesn't show up. Wesker was dying on the ground, and we just fucking leave. So in my headcanon, the ultimate life form just got murked by one Magnum bullet and just died there on the floor and did nothing. I was like, wow, some ultimate life form Wesker, it died like a bitch. I just found it so funny. There was no boss battle, no nothing. Everything was done.
I just realized something.
What?
The first zombie that Barry shoots took 6 rounds
Yeah.
of Magnum, but it killed the tyrant in one
Yeah,
shot.
the first regular zombie has to unload the Magnum, but the tyrant dies in one bullet.
That's
Just
probably why
like-
all of them got
Right.
murdered, is because that one zombie probably was like the boss, and then fucking Barry murked
Yeah,
him.
that was the real tyrant the whole time, was the first zombie.
Yeah,
But
I guess we got to give credit to Kenneth for living as long as he did against the actual final boss.
Yeah, the actual final boss versus that zombie. Yeah, I just found it so funny because, like I said, just how the events played out. The final boss died in one bullet, and then nothing happened, and I just left. Like, the mansion's still there. Wesker's dying on the floor, and as far as I know, the tyrant's still dead on the floor. So I'm like, yeah, I did it, I guess. I just found the whole fucking, like, ending so damn funny. I was just like, I like that ending. I know that's not the canon ending, but I think that's so fucking funny. I love it. I was laughing for like an hour. It was so damn funny.
Like, I don't really understand in general. Like, I know that there's the process of, like, traveling to remove oneself to become like a god from like mortality and blah blah blah, but literally the blah 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 part, because I'm just like running around, this place looks cool, these things are scary. They're like, we have this deep rooted I was like, I'll wait till Vati makes a video. They're like, wait. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I want a sword.
I mean, my problem, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I sat down and fucking watched some of those goddamn videos about Elden Ring lore, and like 90% of everything that people say has to include one of the following phrases, like, in my opinion, in theory, theoretically, we can assume. It's like, we don't know anything because the item descriptions don't even give you the story. You have to fucking piece it all together, and people blow this shit up my ass about this game having some kind of great lore and narrative to it. Fuck off. Like, I don't care if you want to enjoy the lore and just, like, don't get me wrong. Theorizing, that's fantastic. I don't care about theorizing. Theorizing is fun. But don't sit here and be like, oh, this story has great fucking, this game has amazing story. I'm like, it doesn't. I don't know what anything is happening. The game doesn't, it's like, oh, because the game doesn't spell it out for you. I'm like, yeah, kinda. It's like reading a book where all the fucking words are placed at random all over the place, or just random quotes. Like, every chapter is like out of order and you don't know which one is supposed to come first.
Oddly enough, it's the same way in like the Dark Souls games too. And even though those games are more linear, so like it delivers the story in order, but because everything is hidden behind item descriptions, and it's like it's not even the full thing. It'll be like you have to find the whole set to find everything, and it's like I've killed this enemy 9,000 times. He hasn't dropped his fucking pants, so I don't know what the story is because I don't have the pants. I only have his helmet and keys.
Well, like even his helmet, keys, picture of his wife. But my point being is that, like, yes, I agree with you that I could say the same about a lot of the Dark Souls games. Dark Souls 1, I don't need a whole lot to get going or even to stay going because, like, deeper lore of Dark Souls 1 is obtained through the item descriptions, but I just go back to the opening cutscene of Dark Souls 1 where it's like, there was an age of fire and these people became gods, and then there was a little god who no one really cared two shits about. That's you. Go fuck up the other gods. And I'm like, all right, I can get behind that. That makes sense in my brain. What
I don't need anything else. It's literally...
Yeah, it's like, but yeah, that's all I need. If I want more, I can go get more. But like that's all I got. You're a little god, and you got to go kill the other gods to become the super god. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't need any more than that. That's all I wanted. But like, I come into Elden Ring, it's like Elden Ring. There's a tree. You're tarnished, and you have no maidens. And I'm like, I don't know what any of this means. Also, you worship fingers, and I'm like, I what? Like,
you worship. There's also a golden order. What is that? Like. There's a guy who's got a bunch of arms grafted on him. What?
Yeah, what? I don't understand because it's just like we go to Mickey, and I'm there with Edwin because it's just like we beat Moog. There was an arm out of an egg, and I touched the arm, and now I'm somewhere. Either back in time or another plane of reality or an afterlife. I don't fucking know. I don't know why.
I think it was. I think it was supposed to be Mikola's body inside that egg.
No, I know it was. I know it was his body. I know that. But like, you just touch the arm, and then you're here. Like, what happened? Did the arm grab me and throw me somewhere? Like,
I thought that this was like something that took place in the past for some reason. Like, I was just, I guess, led to believe that this was the war that happened prior. Because Mesmer was like, I'm gonna burn this mother down, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, well, you bring up Mesmer, that's a perfect thing. Like, as I'm going through the DLC again, I'm like, I don't know why I'm here, where I am. All I know is that I must kill. Like, I just have to go beat bosses until there's nothing left to kill anymore. And then you get to Mesmer, who, as you say, apparently has great lore significance, and I walk in there and he's like, I am Mesmer Tarnished, you come into here, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are. I was looking for the bathroom. I don't
even know who you are.
This is occupied.
Oh, he's killing me. And then you get him to his half part and he does his like super edgy, pulls out his eye, and now he's a Orochimaru from Naruto shit, and I'm just like, what? But I'm just like, I don't understand. Why did you do that? And why are you a snake? I thought your thing was fire, but why fire and what is happening? And then I see people look at that. He's like, oh, he pulled out his eye. He did the thing. And I'm like, he did what thing? Who is this guy? What is the fuck? Why did he pull out his eye and turn into a snake? I don't understand. Oh, he's killing me. I don't understand what's going on. It's like, you kill him, it's like, you got his flame, and I'm like, I guess I got his flame now. I don't know why, but I have it. Like I said, unironically, one of the worst parts in any video game I've ever played. As if, it's almost like, oh, here's the culmination of everything you've learned so far. It's like, yes, it's the culmination of everything shitty about the platforming in this game, all at once. I remember very vividly. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it so much. This whole area sucks, but those two fucking pillars are seared into my brain for the rest of eternity. So fucking shit.
If there's anything I learned from this game, it's don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Edwin, do you have anything to say about Hades and the Architect's Tomb?
It was okay.
Solid. A+. And that just shows we're technically talking about the Architect's Tomb. Oh, and there he goes.
No.
Yeah, we're technically talking about the fucking Architect's Tomb and Hades, but everything that's so shit about Hades overshadows everything that's so shit about the Architect's Tomb so much. I just completely forgot we talked about that. Like, that fucking arena's bad, but those pillars overwrote everything I had about, like, everything I remembered about that arena after I got to the pillars. Like, I couldn't stand it.
It is what it is. I mean, like, I know that room that you're talking about. Like the floor moving, the spinning, fucking crushing things, the archers. Like, I just was like, all right, this is its own boss fight, quote unquote, I suppose. And I'm just gonna fucking kill the archers until they don't spawn anymore, and then I'll just tear harpy wings until this is over. That's all it was. But I definitely was like, I'm going to stand somewhere where, like, the auto-moving platform will get me stuck and won't put me into a wheel, because the enemies are going to come after me anyways. But once you kill the archers, it's not really that big of a deal. Because if they spawn, like, the... yeah, if they spawn the jackal or, like, the centaurs or something, because, like, again, you don't really see the centaurs anymore. I don't even think you saw them in Hades. Now that I've seen this video, like, go through... like, maybe one time... Yeah. But that moving room, like, all the enemies that they put in there are, like, you know, the bottom of the barrel enemies, so they all die.
Yeah, but there's so fucking many of them.
Yeah, like, there's just like 1,000 of them. And that's the same thing that I was talking about with Ascension, where it was like an elevator, like, moving platform, and they had to patch it to make it easier because people were complaining online how that was damn near impossible. And I remember getting through it, and then like, same thing. I was like, this is the hardest fucking thing in the entire game. This one spot. And then, like, I get through it, and then they're like, we patched it, made it easier. I'm like, what? I should have just fucking waited.
The one time I wish in an old game patches were a thing, patch out the fucking blade cylinders. Just
I would have much rather climbed a regular wall and slammed enemies like I have the entire time. But no, this one...
this is just more fun.
Yeah, it's I hate it so damn much. It's so rough.
I like how that was like part of the entire game, but it's like when they were rushing, that's when they started making new ideas.
Yeah, it's like
making everything shittier.
It's a cylinder, you climb on it, and there's blades, and if they touch you, you fall. It's like,
what if this part of the game gave the player cancer? Yeah. Like, what?
You're in hell. I'll give you a real reason to die.
Yes.
Yeah, for real. Jesus.
You are in Hades. This is supposed to be internal punishment, so we're going to simulate the experience.
Yeah, I'd rather take my college math class over again than do that shit.
I would rather go fight Radon with a butter knife than fucking go back and fight my way up those pillars. I would go back and turn back to Elden Ring and go, you know what? Perhaps I've treated you too harshly when I fucking find shit like this. I will go fight Radon 100 times over again instead of doing this shit.
All right, and question number 2. In Resident Evil 3, what is the name of the experimental virus that created the Nemesis T-type in Resident Evil 3? Was it A, the T-virus, B, the G-virus, C, the NET virus, or D, the C-virus?
I want to say the NET.
Yeah, wasn't it the G? I mean, I feel like the obvious answer is the T virus, but I feel like it's so obvious I don't want to say that, so I'll say G.
Yeah,
I feel like...
I think 3 was G, because that's all the doctor kept talking about. The G virus is mine!
The answer was the NET virus.
I was right! No, I changed my answer because you guys both picked G, and now I'm wrong too!
Don't copy other people's work then, dumbass.
I just feel like the G virus was the one from Resident Evil 4.
If there's
the G virus was Resident Evil 2. That's what it was. But it's like Resident Evil 2 and 3 take place at the exact same time, so...
There's so many fucking viruses and their acronyms and shit. If there's something I've learned about multiple choice, that always go with your first answer.
Just don't play with viruses.
I never even heard of the NTE virus. So... my Resident Evil.
It's the NET because it's the Nemesis. So.
All right, so now we've got our next one from Udon, Mass Effect, the main theme.
You might want to skip it, but just a couple seconds forward since this is a really long build-up.
Yeah, I actually got the good spot of where it's at, right around here. I practiced it.
Turn the sound on.
I mean, right as the beat drops. Jesus Christ, I've been blue balled in my life, but god damn it. But
that was planned.
I was laughing so hard I had the mic off. I forgot it was just, yes, the blue ball part. That's I was like, oh shit. Yeah, well, we did say 30 seconds.
Man, you're right on fucking climaxing, and someone just punches you right in the balls.
All right, we are now on to Kingdom Hearts 2, the 13th Struggle, from Edwin.
From who? I don't know.
That's got like some. That's crazy. That song's got like some Dracula shit going on with it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure you might have mixed something up because that is not the one that I picked. That's the one that I showed you because it was also good, and I would have put it there. But I'm pretty sure this is boss music, not battle music, because the one that I actually picked for battle music was called Tension Rising.
Huh. Well, this tension's rising.
This one works too.
I actually picked the 12th struggle. No, this song's really good, though. It's definitely anxiety-inducing, because I feel like whatever's happening right now is, like, chaos.
Yeah, there's like a whole 30-minute video of someone analyzing this song and saying that like this is the perfect boss music and like going into great detail because it's like this is the like if you analyze it, it's like extremely articulate and like the smallest like details of instrument. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope. I like that. That's really crazy. It almost got like some Freddy Krueger shit going on. I don't know why, but it just feels.
It's a Freddy Krueger shit.
It feels creepy as shit.
We seem to be trapped in the dream dimension.
I would say no. It's definitely panic-inducing. The only thing the song is missing is me screaming at Donald to fucking kill me.
Gosh, it's fucking goddamn Freddy Krueger, man.
Fucking Freddy Krueger comes around and he's like, "What a bitch!"
Oh, bitch.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger would show up and say like, "This is too much for me," and then just leave. It's like I can't focus. There's too many things happening on the screen right now.
Oh my god.
Well, I gave it away.
The first three notes.
Yeah. All right.
You already know what it is.
Yeah. So this is Starfuck's music, Corneria. This is from Udon.
From the SNES. My favorite Starfuck song. Love it. When that shit comes on, I was telling this to Jordan. When that shit, I have that shit on my Spotify playlist, and it comes on in the car. I'm just like, I'm in the R-wing. I'm ready. I'm going. I'm driving all over the
Fucking
road.
speeding. Yeah. I'm breaking the law.
It basically is like a Lock It In theme song. You know, it's like very Top Gun. It's like I have to go.
I mean, it's just like I hear this music and I just picture the gameplay immediately. Granted, I do vastly prefer the N64 Star Fox to the SNES one because dude, it took me so long to realize good luck and not gridlock or something like that. I was just
in traffic.
Well, I don't know. Gridlock sounds like some weird sci-fi thing you say when you're fucking launching fighters. I don't know, but because I like the SNES. It's fine, but I prefer playing games at a higher frame rate than 5. But the fucking music, you can't beat those old school little chip tune things, and it's just such a jazzy little song. I love it. I love it so much. You want to fly. I want to go. I want to play Star Fox.
Yeah.
I'd barrel roll.
Yeah,
I just barrel rolled.
It's fucking. I mean, you have like basically a guitar there, and it starts getting. I mean, you basically pause at the part it basically loops at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the longest song in the world, but I mean, it's serviceable for a short game or a small game, or I mean, a smaller game like this. But I mean, when I think of Star Fox, my brain immediately goes to this song. I love it so damn much. It's just I wish every level was just this song.
Yeah.
But I just think of this, think of Coronary, and just think of fucking Peppy going blip, 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 and fucking playing Star Fox. I love it.
Is this the first dungeon?
This is the bone dungeon. This is when you fight that bone dinosaur looking thing or whatever, and it's crazy.
Like the first area or first major area that you go to.
Yeah, you meet that dick of a ninja guy. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you out," and steals your shit.
Yeah. No, it's the music from this game in general is really good. I like the soundtrack for this game too, and this song in particular like makes me like just takes me all the way back to being like a little kid.
Looped, but you guys get the gist of it.
It's kind of funny because like that song is so banger, and then you're kind of just like walking in a sand cave.
Well, I mean, might be their phone-in version of Final Fantasy, but I guess they didn't phone it in on the music, huh?
No, yeah, they were going in. That's where all the money went. They're like, make sure it sounds good at least.
We know the Westerners can still hear. They cannot comprehend, but they can still hear. Yeah.
They're too stupid to understand level design systems, but they love this.
It's like that meme. I was like, I think the Sonic team shared it. It's like, hey, Capcom, can you tell us what's wrong with our Sonic budget? And it's just like everything is like in the 100,000s. Meanwhile, the music is like in the millions. It's like you need to maybe cut the budget back on music. And like, don't tell me what to do.
Fuck, did anyone pick Sonic music for this? Edwin, tell me you picked some Sonic music.
Nope.
I didn't.
No
Fuck. Well, I'm gonna have to do this again. Fuck.
We'll do a second round of soundtracks because I mean it's very hard to just pick one, but
Yeah.
I love what's about to come here. This is this game. I played this the other day for the movie game.
Yes, this is a funny one. You guys, if you guys know that this is Jurassic Park, Mountain Triceratops Trot on Super Nintendo. It's very crazy to know what you're about to get out of this.
Bro, what the fuck?
Absolute
Turn
banger.
this shit back on.
Yeah, I was like, what are you fucking pausing it for? Yeah, because Corey was playing this for us the other day, but Corey's capture thing's fucked up, so I couldn't hear the music coming through it. But holy fuck, what the hell?
Yeah, there's like some banger tunes. I don't understand how this game in general, like every track is so good.
Yeah.
But it's like when I think of a Triceratops walking around, this is the song that comes to mind. Like,
only have 40k views. More people need to know about this. I'm gonna scream it from the rooftops. What the fuck?
Somebody needs to sample this in like a song or something because it's so good.
I'm laughing and
Yeah, turn that shit
I'm
back
laughing
on.
I'm
Damn.
laughing in silence, trying to figure. I was like, this is from Jurassic Park. Where in the movies can this song possibly fit?
Right. Wait, I want to point something out. Go back to that tab real quick. So I want to point out something with the titles of these fucking songs I see there on the right. We have Raptor Rap, Gallimimus Gallop, Submarine Symphony, Triceratops Trot, Interior Interlude, and I'm going to assume the rest of the soundtrack follows this naming convention, and I love it.
Yeah. The guy's like, so our game's called Jurassic Park. He's like, that's good enough. I got you. And they're like,
Yeah, that's all
you want to? Have you seen the movies? Like,
Spin
no,
the
it's
cat
fine.
back.
You want to see what the game is about? No, I got it. I'm going to give you.
No,
like,
it's all good.
four
It's all good.
bangers.
And then he just goes in and lights his fucking like workstation on fire with this fucking banger he made. Jesus, the kind of shit you can find in crappy movie tie-in games.
Like, I really like using a recorder. They're like, I don't know if that's going to sound good. He's like, oh yeah, with dead in the eye, and starts playing it.
I love the flute going on in the background. It was great. It has a fantastic tune going on with it. That was great. That was a treat.
Like, what kind of game is this again? He's like, I don't know, Doom, I guess, but maybe walk around and do stuff.
But what if we did Diablo?
Yeah.
Before the end of this episode, I'll open it.
All right, we'll hold you to it. And we also talked about Pokemon already. We got that out of the way so fast.
I know, right?
But I'm sure we're not done.
Oh no, never. Pokemon's never done. Not with me,
Especially
anyway.
with this episode's topic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is
Well, before we get there, Jordan, what did you do this week?
Give me a turn. Shit.
I'm sorry that we're doing interesting things. I mean, what were you doing? Playing Silent Hill 3. There you go. That's what Jordan did, and he hated it.
Shit, man. No,
Alert.
no, I was like, holy shit. I was like super excited because all of a sudden we just got done with that special on the fucking Silent Hill 2. So I was like, why not? Let's do number 3. And yeah, it was not what I was expecting. The intro just was retarded. The whole monsters looked dumb as shit. And I don't know. It was funny to me was that I was actually only enjoying the part where,
you know, at least the second one, things can be a little bit confusing. You have to figure your way through a lot of ways of getting your keys and all this shit. I just was randomly just running across shit and all of a sudden picking things up, except for one hilarious one, which was there's a key underneath the fucking pallet. I can't get to it because I can't shove my hands through the corner, inside to go grab the key. I need to go find me some fucking tongs from a bakery to grab the keys. I was like, you got to be shitting me. This is ridiculous. We're already getting there, and I haven't even started the game that far in, and this is where it was. And stories just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to continue. I'm really having a hard time believing that this game is a good game. If a lot of people are enjoying it, I want to know what drugs they're on to
Did you use a cheat code to give yourself a bunch of guns because you were already done with the game?
I was playing on easy, and I said in the last game, I'm not lying.
Wait, you're cheating on a game on easy?
I'm playing it on easy, and I think that's what it was. It was a dream, and that was why I had.
Yeah, it's the dream that she has, and I think it gives you all these items because it's like dreaming about an area that you're eventually going to go to. I know that one is like a cult favorite, I believe.
Is it the first one?
No.
Which Silent Hill is it?
Third.
3.
Oh, third. I just heard Silent Hill. I didn't hear a number.
It's okay, buddy. But what is it? I don't know. Maybe it's one of those where it's got a shitty beginning and a really good middle and ending. Maybe that's what it is. It's like
it definitely has a really crazy turning point, but I don't want to spoil that. For those that do know about Silent Hill 3, it's like once you get there, it's kind of holy shit, and you'll definitely want to finish. But you gotta, I think it's like 2/3 of the way through the game or something like that. But the difference is that one focuses on the cult side of Silent Hill. Most of them, except for the second one, I think focus on the cult side of Silent Hill. I think Origins also doesn't focus on the cult, and it's more about like some trucker that accidentally goes through Silent Hill or something like that. Which accidentally going through Silent Hill would fucking suck.
Yeah, no, I just gotta do my rounds. Yep. Shit.
This is the road closed ahead. He's like, I'll just take another route. Shit.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into our 3 trivia questions. 4 multiple choice answers. Number 1, so this is just a heads up. If I butcher these names, just, I'm sorry, okay? So, number 1, in Baldur's Gate 3, which character is a direct descendant of the Archdevil Zariel, making them a key figure in the game's Hell-based storyline? Is it A, Astarion, B, Shadowheart, C, Karlach, or D, Gale?
Well, thanks for ruining something. It's Karlach. I didn't know that. I haven't gotten to that point in the game yet, and that's a tiefling. They're from the Hells, so if I'm wrong about that, I'm going to be very surprised.
Just because I only have ever heard of Shadowheart, but I don't think she has anything to do with it. But
thank you for that. I now know it's the spoilers.
Swoop. We're going to ruin this for you.
I can't believe we didn't think about that. These questions could lead to spoilers for some of us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only one here.
Udon wins.
Udon wins. We'll give it to you.
Yeah. All right.
What was the answer? I don't know.
At least you were correct after we got done talking about how much we know about video games.
Now this one is on Edwin, unfortunately. In the recent Resident
I'm
Evil,
going to ruin something for you.
in the recent Resident Evil 4 remake, what specific Easter egg involving a bird can be found near the village square if the player interacts in a certain way? Is it A, golden egg that kills any boss in one hit? Is it B, a crow that drops the original game's key item, the beer stein? C, a hidden raven that grants infinite ammo when shot? Or D, a rare white chicken that lays a red herb?
I want to say the beer stein. Because I remember the first thing I did when you play the original Resident Evil 4 is you shoot the bird and it drops like ammo.
Wait,
because that's funny.
Wait, what was the question again? Was it the original or the remake?
It's a remake.
Remake? I'm gonna go with A. If you throw 2 gold eggs at Salazar, like in his mouth, he dies in 2 golden egg hits because he's allergic to eggs. that correct?
It was a golden egg that
Oh
kills
my
any
god, are you
boss in one
serious?
hit.
I thought that
Yeah.
was the meme answer.
No, it's like a side quest where you throw an egg at his portrait. It was like it's an Easter egg that if you throw 2 golden eggs, one to stun him and one to instantly kill him during his boss fight, he instantly dies no matter what. No matter
Don't
what
you sell the
difficulty.
eggs?
No, but the golden egg is very rare for any of the chickens to lay, but you get like a few of them automatically, but you can't use them because those are the only guaranteed ones you're going to get. The rest are like a percentage chance to be laid because there's the white, the brown, and the gold.
Nice.
That's like one of the reasons I do respect Xbox as a company, but yeah, out of all of them, I just picked Black Ops, despite being made by fucking Activision.
Yeah, I picked Black Ops and Astrobot.
That's what?
All right, that is boring categories.
All right, let's go to the next one. Oh my lord!
God damn it!
No. All right. Best performance awarded to
That dude really doesn't want to be there.
awarded to an individual for voiceover, acting, motion, and or performance capture. You have Brianna White, Hannah Tell, Homeboy Gonzalez.
You might want to say like what their performance is in.
Even this doesn't say; it just says the title of the game, not even the fucking character they're playing.
Yeah.
I mean, it might help. I don't know.
Fine. Brianna White from frickin' Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Hannah Tell from Life is Strange Double Exposure. Homberly Gonzalez from Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts from Silent Hill 2, and then you got Melina Jurgens. I'm sorry.
Why are you laughing at this?
That was random.
Sounds so mean. It's like a one person, like, "Oh, your name's stupid."
I'm sorry. It's okay. Senora.
Or Melina, you're so mean.
Melina Jurgens, it's Senun.
Senora. Hellblade
Okay.
2. Let's just get it.
Okay.
Jesus Christ!
Fuck. Okay. All right, final one. Game of the year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Everything I just said before. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor Rifantasio. No lazy writing here. It's all original on how they set this up.
Yeah, so what's the point of even having that other category, honestly?
Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Same, different.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking overall,
Astrobot.
and
Yeah, finally! I've been waiting to vote for Astrobot this entire time.
Everyone off.
I just don't feel like. Yes, I heard good things about Astrobot, but Jesus Christ, been in so many things. You think it was the most groundbreaking fucking platformer on the face of the goddamn planet.
The same
But,
people
like,
that would vote for Astrobot are the same people that shit all over every Mario game that's ever released.
Yes.
I look at this and I'm like, I generally will think like the one that the people talked about the most, which unfortunately, based on my criteria, is going to be Shadow of the Erd Tree. But I'm just discounting it because I have fucking integrity, and this shouldn't be on this list at all. So removing Shadow of the Erd Tree, that leaves Wukong. Because unfortunately, even though I guess everyone likes it, I have never heard of Baltro until today. But then again, my head is not really in the indie space, so maybe I'm just a guy with his head stuck in the sand. But
Oof.
I mean, I've heard about Metaphor. Final Fantasy got a little bit of talking. Astro Boy got a little bit of talking. But if we remove Erd Tree from the equation, Wukong is the one that I saw that most people talked about for the longest amount of time.
Yep.
So, I mean, I would give it to Wukong. I still think Erd Tree's probably going to win because no one has integrity, but we'll see. But yeah, I would just give it to Wukong based on that criteria. The only thing Amy did was unlock Sonic Cell. She just magically has the key somehow, and that's the only reason she exists in the story for that moment and the last moment of the game where she triggers Shadow's memory, where he's like, "Oh shit, I'm supposed to be a good guy," just by saying something. Other than that, she's literally just there to be a damsel in distress, essentially.
Simp.
Yeah, there's so many, like, I don't know, there's just so much negative, like, things for me in this game that, like, just drove me insane, you know, and it's literally because I'm playing against the game, because the jank is so strong with this. Like the controls are bad, the camera's bad, the physics are bad, and it's just kind of like it's just so weird to think about how my opinion on the game changed so drastically after playing it over the last 2 weeks.
I only went around with this game is by thinking like the same kind of concept of how weird things are as if it was like I was playing Mario. I wasn't expecting anything to be like put towards a real actual story, like things just to be randomly occurring. Because I did not actually have any really strong like ideas of what's going on in the actual Sonic series and such. I just remember just having just a lot of love for Knuckles and Metal Sonic just because of the design of how the characters look and stuff, but never really had any like interest in the story itself. So when I started watching this, the characters and how everything was designed, it just looked very cartoony, and it just didn't seem like it really had a seriousness to it. So I didn't really care to pay attention to the story. But just the fucking audio on it was just the icing on the cake for me because it just made things so much more funny. I mean, when you've got people next to you laughing because of just how shit are going, it's funny as shit. Just like when they're on the shuttle to the Ark, and then they're like, "Don't hit that switch," and then it just starts fucking going out of control. The top hatch opens, and they're just falling into space.
That scene is probably the worst example, or the worst/best example of the fucking characters talking over each other. Because I think seriously, at one point, all four of them are trying to say something all at the same time. It is absolute madness.
So it just made the fucking fun. It just made the game funny. So I was like, as much as I was like frustrating through how the game design is working, like when it went to a cutscene, I just knew I was in for a treat. It was just fucking hilarious.
That's what I mean by it's charming, right? Like, because there are like there's a certain charm to the fucking like. I don't mean it as a good thing. Do not strive to be this, but there is just some certain charm of it being so bad that you're just like, I like this. Like it's just just weird like that, you know.
I guess we'll be wrapping it up, so be sure to follow us on Spotify, Twitter, and the YouTube channel to be notified of new episodes. Rate us 5 stars if you enjoyed today's episode, and don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. And for all you gamers out there, just remember to keep it...
Hey, this is Corey, and thanks for checking out Mediocre Rumble Brothers. If you liked the video, please drop a like, and if you didn't, that's fine too. If you'd like us to talk about any specific games, drop a comment below, or feel free to discuss your experience with the games that we've mentioned in the episode. You can also listen to our episodes prior to YouTube on our Spotify. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon.